booties for black girl nerds.
Hi, Nasim. I have never laughed so hard at a young person whose neck I wanted to wring for extended periods of time. This show is so clever and it's so interesting, and the perspective is, even as an adult, is very, very relatable. What is the origin story of bringing Chad to life and living in this persona and just making Chad available for all of us to enjoy?
Oh my gosh. Well, first of all, thank you. It's so incredibly kind of you to say. And I could not agree with you more. He's incredibly frustrating. The part where you mentioned wanting to wring his neck is very, very true. He's not a perfect man. He's very flawed in many ways and a bit of an anti-hero, but you know it's coming from such a desperate place that hopefully you can laugh at how ridiculous he is as well. I wanted to create a show that spoke to my own experience growing up as an awkward immigrant kid, you know, trying to find my place in an American high school. And so the show is really personal to me. A lot of the characters are based off people in my own life. And I basically took my own adolescence, even though I wasn't a 14-year-old boy, but I just, I drew a lot from that, and I made Chad a little more extreme than I was. He, you know, he, I would say definitely reacts to things more intensely than I did, but the core of him and the core of just wanting to fit in and belong was, you know, definitely drawn from my own life.
Mm-hmm. What I particularly liked about Chad is, despite all of the social misfumblings, very smart, very highly evolved, almost a little bit too highly evolved for somebody to be so young. Were you that smart? Were you killing the books like that when you were that age? Because Chad, all things jokes aside, Chad is really, really smart, really smart.
Yeah, he's good at observing things around. He's not necessarily always the most self-aware, but yeah, there is something sharp around him. Like, he does have the capacity to articulate certain things in a way that makes you go, well, okay, you're bright in that way. Why can't you just apply that to your social skills? When it comes to social skills, he's sometimes a little bit more flailing, but I got by okay. I mean, you know, there was something fun to me in exploring this character to kind of play with the things, the multiple things he can be at the same time. Like, for example, he's deeply insecure, but he also has delusions of grandeur where sometimes he thinks quite highly of himself and expects more for his life. So to me, some of the comedic tension on the show comes from him being multiple things at once. And, you know, in some ways he's really articulate. In some ways he is absolutely not equipped to read the room and navigate even just something as simple as a conversation.
Absolutely. Well, I thank you so much. I watched it the whole way through and I cackled real ugly in here. It was hilarious. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you speaking with me today.
Of course. Thank you so much.
Bye. Take care. Bye-bye.
Better shake your booties for black girl nerds. Better shake your booties for black girl nerds.